Today's story will make you see life in a completely different way. Once upon a time, there was a wealthy and powerful king, yet he was constantly restless. He feared losing his throne, dreaded the toll of aging on his health, and worried about his loved ones leaving him. Despite having everything, he could never find peace. One day, the king summoned the wisest sages from across the kingdom and commanded, "Give me a short phrase, one that applies in every situation: when I am happy, when I am sad, when I am afraid, and when I am in despair." The sages pondered for days, and finally, they presented a simple yet profound phrase. "This too shall pass." Just 4 words, but as soon as the king heard them, he fell silent. He realized that everything in life is impermanent. Joy does not last forever, but neither does sorrow. Whether you are at the peak of glory or in the depths of despair, time will eventually wash everything away. But the story does not end there. Impermanence is not just about change, it is also deeply connected to karma. As everything shifts and moves, what we plant today determines the future we will reap. What do you think? Does this change how you see life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't leave just yet, because at the end of this video, you'll discover an even deeper lesson, one that can help you live with more peace and happiness than ever before. Part 1: Impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. So, we all crave stability. We want our relationships to stay as magical as the honeymoon phase, our careers to always be on an upward trajectory, and our happiness to stick around like an overly attached ex. But life? Oh, life loves a good plot twist. What is impermanence, really? Let's put it simply: nothing stays the same forever. That adorable baby? Give it time and it'll grow into a teenager who thinks they know everything. That fresh, green leaf? It'll eventually turn brown and take a dramatic fall. That crazy in-love feeling? It might turn into a stable, deep bond, or, well, an awkward conversation about who gets the dog after the breakup. The truth is, we don't suffer because things change. We suffer because we refuse to accept that they do. The Buddha and the withering flower. Now, here's the classic Buddhist mic drop moment. One day, a woman presented the Buddha with a beautiful flower, saying, "Lord Buddha, please accept this flower as a symbol of my devotion." The Buddha smiled and took it. But a few hours later, the flower started wilting like all flowers do. The woman looked at it and sighed. "Oh no, the flower isn't beautiful anymore." And the Buddha, being the ultimate life coach, simply replied, "That's the nature of all things. If you love a flower, you must embrace both its bloom and its fading." Translation: you can't just enjoy the good parts of life and throw a tantrum when things don't go your way. If you adore a sunset, you accept that it'll turn into night. If you love a person, you accept that they'll change over time, and maybe start snoring louder. The lesson: if we truly grasp the reality of impermanence, life becomes lighter. We stop clinging to the idea that happiness should last forever or that setbacks mean the end of the world. Instead, we ride the waves, knowing that nothing, neither the good nor the bad, stays forever. So next time something changes in your life, instead of freaking out, maybe take a deep breath and think, "Ah, yes. Just another flower doing its thing." Part 2: The Law of Karma. You reap what you sow. If impermanence is the reality that everything changes, then karma is the engine driving that change. Think of it this way: life isn't some chaotic game where things randomly happen for no reason. No, every event, every situation, every "why is this happening to me" moment has roots in something that came before. So, what is karma, really? It's not some mystical cosmic scoreboard where the universe is keeping tabs on you like an overbearing parent. It's much simpler than that. Cause and effect. You get what you plant. If you treat people with kindness, kindness will circle back to you eventually. Maybe not from the same people, maybe not immediately, but it will. If you spend your days scrolling social media instead of working on your goals, don't act surprised when success ghosts you. If you invest in yourself, learning, growing, taking risks, future you is going to thank past you for not being lazy. But let's make this even clearer with a story. The story of two seeds. Deep underground, in the dark, damp soil, lay two tiny seeds. The first seed was ambitious. It whispered to itself, "I will grow. I will push through this heavy soil, reach for the sun, and become something great." So, it worked. It struggled, it stretched, it absorbed every little nutrient it could find. And after much effort, it finally broke through the surface, bathed in sunlight. Over time, it became a strong, towering tree, providing shade, oxygen, and a home for countless birds. Now, the second seed? Oh, this one had trust issues. It hesitated. What if I grow, and the wind knocks me down? What if insects chew on my leaves? What if something goes wrong? And so, it stayed put. It waited. It hid. It refused to take a risk. Then one day, a hungry chicken came scratching the soil, found the seed, and well, turns out, being cautious doesn't always save you. Sometimes it just makes you an easy snack. Lesson: you don't get to sit life out. Doing nothing doesn't mean staying safe, it just means missing out. Every little action you take, or don't take, leads to a result. Growth, success, happiness, they all require effort. You can't just stay buried, waiting for the perfect moment when there's no risk. Because guess what? That moment doesn't exist. And if you wait too long, life, or a metaphorical chicken, will come along and make the choice for you. So, which seed are you? Part 3. What does change really mean? Now, you might be thinking, okay, so everything changes, karma is in charge, so what the heck am I supposed to do with that information? Fair question. The good news? You're not just some helpless passenger on this roller coaster called life. You have control, just maybe not in the way you think. The secret? Learn to ride the waves of impermanence while planting the right seeds for karma to work in your favor. 1. Stop fighting change, work with it. Lost a job? Maybe it's making space for something better. Or at least a job where your boss isn't breathing down your neck 24/7. A relationship ended? Painful, sure. But what if it's clearing the way for someone who actually appreciates you, and doesn't leave dishes in the sink for 3 days straight? Life throws you a curveball? Instead of screaming, "Why me?" try a different approach. I wonder what's next. 2. Plant the right seeds today if you want the right results tomorrow. Want happiness? Practice gratitude. Start small, like being thankful for coffee, Wi-Fi, or the fact that your neighbor's dog finally stopped barking at 3 a.m. Want success? Keep showing up. Even when it sucks. Even when it feels like nothing is working. The only people who truly fail are the ones who quit. Want love? Be real. Not the look how perfect my life is kind of real, genuine, messy, human real. People connect with authenticity, not Instagram filters. The farmer and his horse, a plot twist in every scene. Once upon a time, a farmer had a horse. One day, it ran away. The neighbors rushed over, dramatically shaking their heads. Oh no! What terrible luck! The farmer shrugged. Who knows? A few days later, the horse returned with a whole herd of wild horses. The neighbors nearly threw a party. Wow! You're so lucky. The farmer, still unimpressed, who knows? His son tried to ride one of the wild horses, got thrown off, and broke his leg. The neighbors gasped. Such bad luck. The farmer, once again, who knows? Then, the army came to town, taking all the young men to war. But the farmer's son? Spared because of his broken leg. The takeaway? Don't be too quick to label things as good or bad. Life is a domino effect, and you never really know where one event is leading you. Just trust the process, roll with the changes, and keep planting the right seeds. Because eventually, karma catches up, and when it does, you'll be glad you did. So, let's wrap this up. Impermanence teaches us that nothing stays the same forever, so stop clinging and start flowing with life. Karma reminds us that what we do today shapes what happens tomorrow, so plant wisely. Change isn't the villain of your story, it's actually your greatest opportunity. And now, here's the real question: what about you? Have you ever gone through a huge change in life, one that felt terrible at first, but later turned out to be a blessing? Maybe a breakup that led you to real love, a job loss that pushed you toward your dream, or a challenge that made you stronger. Drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how impermanence and karma have shown up in your life. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and stick around until the next one, because trust me, we have some powerful wisdom coming your way. Namo Amitabha Buddha.